So my husband passed away in almost 22 years ago, when my younger son was 2 years old and my older son was 10 years old. So, bringing up two kids, we got a migration to Canada and we went there. So, I always felt that, I have to keep my children safe. I have to keep my children safe. Then we decided to come back because 9/11 hit, and I thought, we'll be safer in Pakistan. So we came here and we rented a place in F10. And it was a big bungalow, and wherever I used to go, I used to have one portion of the house was always dedicated to my office, because I always ran a home office. So we set up a home office, and it was a big bungalow, and unfortunately we were robbed one night. They didn't harm us personally, but they of course took off with everything they could find. But it suddenly hit me that I travel a lot, and how do I keep my children safe? So I asked around and I was told that Margala Towers is the safest. मैंने कहा चले this is the safest, तो यहीं पे जाते हैं. So we rented an apartment on the 6th floor. Anyway, 9/11, that's my line, 9/11. So October 2005, we were at home, all three of us, and suddenly the building starts shaking, and we were actually having fun because my elder son, he was on the treadmill, and my younger son and I, we were on the carpet just having fun. It was a Saturday. Had it not been a Saturday, everything would have been fine. I would have been home, but kids would not have. But anyway, it was a Saturday, and the building starts shaking. And so we ran out, everybody else also ran out, and I said, chalo, everybody was running down the stairs. मैंने कहा चलो. And my oldest son, my Salman, he said, Mom, let's go through the emergency exit. And he ran towards it. My younger son ran behind him, and I ran behind him. And suddenly, as soon as my eldest put his foot on the exit stairs, the entire stairs gave way. अब मुझे ये तो नज़र आया कि वो गिर गया, लेकिन I couldn't see why. And then उसके पीछे my other son, and he fell, and a pillar fell on his left hand. Not left hand, his entire left body. And on his right hand side there was nothing. It was completely, everything had gone. It fell. And I was right behind. And you believe you me, एक scratch तक नहीं है, not a scratch, nothing. And all of this was happening in front of my eyes, and I felt like, what do I do? I started calling, like, obviously everybody was, terrified for their own lives. They were running around, and koi bhi nahi aaya for almost, I think, 20 minutes. Then I went back home, found my phone, and started calling my colleagues. So, koi mere khayal se 45 minutes, ghanta, I just stood there. My son was pinned, my other son fell, and I think almost mere khayal se 45 minutes to an hour. Then people started coming. Then they pulled Dani out. Dani was only 10 years old at that time. So that's the day when I lost my son. His name was Salman. I used to call him my man, कि वो मेरा pride है. I used to call him, you're my pride, he's my joy. So that day I lost my pride, and my joy was saved. So then I had to rethink. I thought, when I never wanted to make my own house. I was a consultant, used to earn a decent amount, could have made a house. लेकिन हमेशा सोचा था कि यार घर बना के क्या फ़ायदा, लड़के हैं, बड़े हो जाएंगे, God knows where they'll go. My mother always used to tell me, and I used to say, Mom, God knows where the kids might go, so why should I make a house? And that day I realized that, I should have had my own house. It should have been a safe house. Maybe I shouldn't have come back from Canada. So I was starting to play with my ifs and buts and, what if. And it's a dangerous place to be. So I realized that I don't want to do this. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to go back and think about that. So what can I do? And I thought that, first of all, let me do something in the name of Salman. Let me think, what is it that I can do to keep his memory alive? So that was the first thing I want to do. Second is, I want Dani to come back safe and sound. He was in the hospital for 2 years, in and out. He went through 17 surgeries. I thought, well, let me create a safe house for him. So that's my second priority. And my third priority is that I should stand again on my own feet. So given all of that, I thought, well, what do I do? What do I do with all this pain I have? I have to channel it somewhere. And I realized that you can do anything with the pain. Pain is a great force, like anything else, water, happiness. Pain is also a very big force. So I thought, well, how do I channel this pain into something that's productive? So I thought, well, what do I do? And I thought, well, let me set up a safe house, first of all, first priority. तो अब मैंने पूछना शुरू किया कि यार मुझे घर चाहिए, मुझे घर देखना है. तो वो मुझे घर जो, and I only had 14 lakh rupees in my pocket at that time. So maximum I could mobilize is twice the amount. अब उस ज़माने में कोई अच्छा घर अगर चाहिए तो कोई आपको कम से कम करोड़ चाहिए, 1.5 करोड़ चाहिए. तो मेरी जेब तो इतनी इजाज़त नहीं दे रही थी. तो फिर मैंने कहा कि प्रॉपर्टी एजेंट को कहा कि यार दिखाओ मुझे, क्या दिखा सकते हो. वो मुझे बड़ी सारे घर दिखाए, बट दे वर ऑल वेरी बिग, छोटा छोटा डरबा, very dark, very dingy, and I thought, no, this is not where I want to live. I can't have my son here. So eventually he brought me here. There's a story behind this, that we went to Kingston Island. और जो Kingston Island है ना, there are 1,000 islands there. So we took a boat ride, Dani, Salman and I. And Salman was about 13, 14 at the time. तो वहाँ islands मुख्तलिफ sizes के होते हैं ना. So Salman, the kid that he was, he said, Mom, someday I'm going to buy you an island. And of course we laughed and had fun. जब मुझे property agent यहाँ लाया तो यहाँ कुछ भी नहीं था. There was not a single house in this whole basin. And he brought me there, over there. और उस दिन बारिश हो रही थी तेज़, and this Korang was overflowing. And it seemed like that, the flashback was the Kingston Island. And Salman saying, Mom, I'll buy you an island one day. And to me, this looked like an island because kuch bhi nahi tha. It was just green. So I told this guy, I said, this is it. This is the place I want to be. तो he said, अच्छा कितना चाहिए आपको? तो मैंने कहा कि यार एक कनाल कितने का है? तो एक कनाल 20 लाख का, ये 14 लाख का था. मैंने कहा यार एक कनाल लेके मैं क्या करूँगी? तो 2 कनाल कर दो. फिर मैंने कहा 2 कनाल लेके क्या करूँगी? रोज़ मैं जाऊँगी, रोज़ मैं आऊँगी. नहीं ऐसा करो, दफ्तर भी इधर ही कर देते हैं. तो 4 कनाल कर दो. Then I asked my partner, he said, ठीक है मैं भी यहाँ बना लूँगा घर. मैंने कहा अच्छा चलो 5 कनाल कर दो. इस तरह करके that day on the spot मैंने 1 करोड़ का सौदा किया था. Now, I was just telling you the quotation that, when you really want something and you want something really badly, then the universe conspires to make it happen. मैंने सोचा कि 14 लाख रुपए है, 2-3 कॉल किए. मैंने कहा कि यार मुझे 1 साल का मोहलत दो, मैं तुम्हें 1 साल में पे करूँगी. Believe you me, within 3 months, I had enough money to pay off the land. Just projects came out of the blue. Everybody started snickering behind my back. कि यार ये क्या पागल, because I went to an architect and asked her to make the drawing. Because I believe that if you can visualize something, if you can see it, then again the chances of it happening are very big. So I would go, and this was my therapy. I didn't go to a psychologist. I went to my architect. And I would tell her, okay, design my training institute. No, let's do it like this. No, I want it like this. My house, I want it like this. I want windows there. I want this. I want a skylight. I don't want a dark house. Believe you me, that was my therapy. I would stand there and tell everybody, look, see that plot? This is where the office will be, and this is where the house will be, and this is how it will look. And everybody would say, she's poor thing, she's going through pain. You cannot imagine, within 4 years, this entire complex and the house, all done. 4 years, not 1 rupee of grant, not 1 rupee of loan. I didn't take a loan from anybody, no grant. It's just my will and I think a bigger force up there that made it happen. So that's why I believe that this is a good story. Starts in pain, but it shows you that, if you really want something that badly, universe conspires to make it happen. And it happened.